Hello, I'm Jennifer Schwartz, and today is an introduction to myself and what I share with people, which is discovering the secrets to sustainable fitness and self-improvement. What I'm introducing actually is a new podcast production called the Impact Your Fitness podcast, where I will be sharing how people really can get better than ever after they've had old injuries. The newest podcast is part of the Think Fit, Be Fit podcast network, which I started in 2018. The Impact Your Fitness podcast is here to deliver bite-sized, information-packed, informative episodes on like how we can have sustainable fitness and how science interprets exercise and how exercise penetrates into the body. Today's first episode is just a little bit about me, my journey, and a few Q&As that we polled the community, my studio and my online course, that group of clients, and just to get a little personal and have some fun. But first, let's cover what this podcast is all about. I've been creating podcasts since 2018. This is my first endeavor into shorter episodes, and this is an upgraded version, and frankly, something our audience has been asking for a while, for a couple of years. And this podcast exists because exercise is such an important ingredient in a long and fun life. This is educational, being made to help you be a smart investor of your time and be intellectual about how you choose your exercise. We're going to be talking about fitness concepts, how exercise penetrates the body, so that you can just be a better consumer. My course is called Be Your Own Exercise Guru, and that's because I ask people to step up and answer questions and think critically for themselves rather than just ask you to subscribe and hand you a bunch of info. That's not the way that my business works, and not the way that I've created so much change for people or helped them create change for themselves. But while we're on the subject, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because I'll be sharing the video podcast here and then the audio podcast on all the podcast platforms. Self-improvement is the first part of, being your own exercise guru, and part of the paradigm shift when people are trying to get out of chronic pain and chronic tightness. And even if they're athletic, it's still really important to have that mindset of self-improvement and being sustainable in your efforts. The second thing that we really teach around here at Impact Your Fitness is the knowledge of what we're doing and how we exercise and how it goes into the body and impacts our vitality. So with these ideas in mind, I will be sharing my experiences, my anecdotes from the lens of being in sports medicine and an entrepreneur for 10 plus years. And what I'm most excited about this show is that I'll be providing you with insights in performance optimization and tips on aligning self-care with science and reason. So whether you are looking for self-care to get out of pain and more into exercise and challenging your body, or if you're on the athletic side of the journey where you are looking to create an edge for yourself, all of these stories could apply to either one of those identities. And these are the type of people I work with in our studio. My clients have a desire to do something different than the conventional sports therapy or physical therapy model. So if you're there, if you're in that mindset, welcome, you're in the right place. We have these clients that I help a lot. They have a real curiosity about their body, and what's going into it and how they're exercising. So they really want to get into the how. And that's what this is going to cover. Some of the how and what I've tried and anecdotes and stories and the insights that have come along the way. So I'm very excited about that. And we can just start with me. Who am I? You'll find me on Instagram at Jennifer_Simone_Schwartz. Here I am on Instagram with the same handle. And I have the same website, JenniferSimoneSchwartz.com. I'm dedicated to this calling of learning and teaching this connected and deeply satisfying experience and perspective with exercise and our physical health. Not everyone has the enthusiasm for going to this level, which is why it's important for me to share it, because this enthusiasm is infectious. And I want everyone listening to have that satisfaction and smile on their face when it comes to exercise, rather than dread and anxiousness. So who am I? Again, I'm just like a creative thinker. I'm a problem solver, and that I'm full of originality. I've been heavily invested in holistic health for 25 years, for over 25 years. I just turned 41 today in April, and there's no sign of this interest stopping because it's a really deep part of me. Staying fit is a really important thing for me, and I've been able to do it, stay fit, keep a high level of fitness despite old sports injuries, extreme grief in my life, PTSD, and really the craziness of being self-employed for 10 plus years and working in sports as a female. So I think all that stuff is really interesting and original, and I hope you find these things interesting as well. But what's important to me is that being fit in spite of these old sports injuries, and so many of my clients resonate with that. It's that one of the first, this is so important. It's one of the first topics I'm going to talk about on these upcoming episodes. I fell in love with strength training at the age of 16, maybe even 15. But I suffered multiple knee injuries, and that's what got me in the gym in the first place. So I was a competitive athlete, and so I was in and out of PT and learning all kinds of stuff about how we move and discomfort and what it feels like to push myself in an uncomfortable, non-competitive way. So because of this, I developed a curiosity for fusing athletics and fitness, and then eventually I moved on to just stoke that passion boundlessly. I spent the last decade and working in a holistic way with my practice here in Alexandria. And that is where we do muscle activation techniques and really interesting exercise application with isometrics and electrical intermuscular stimulation and really focused, dialed in movements. So really teaching people how to control and feel into their exercise. We tell our clients our job is to teach you how to use the right muscles at the right time. And so we're working with the nervous system, the electrical system of the body, and the neuromuscular system to improve the output of the muscles. So anyways, that's where I'm stoking the passion for work, and it's just so rewarding. My journey started with these knee injuries, but as well, it started with my mother's death. And she died from Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS. And I developed this desire to save myself and my own nervous system from degeneration and from death, really. Watching the candle melt of the nervous system really shows you how much we rely on it. Obviously, we rely on it, but feeling that pain of it and losing our electrical systems, electrical body, our vitality, essentially the connection to our muscles is a deep, pain that I carry. And when I see other people not able to change their body, I want to help them change because of this, because I saw the horrible loss that comes with it. So I feel really, that stirred something really big in me, and I still feel aligned to that 20 years later. And so I learn from it every day, and I help other people learn from it as well. I might not tell that story every day, but they're learning from it as well. So here we are. I've been closely engaged with that, how the science of how the nervous system becomes degraded and how it loses health, and how to heal the nervous system in the more like day-to-day function, how to recover from exercise, how to recover from the stress of life, and how to heal the muscles and the nerves when it comes to injury, and to treat our body with TLC. A lot of people don't focus on the nervous system when they're in a recovery state, and that's what we're doing so differently and so well here. So there's a lot in there, and really that's why this podcast exists. I also want to say that I'm pretty confident that we all need to face this as a reality, because we know someone with a neurodegenerative disease like MS or Lyme's. There's so many of these diseases now, and it's a fact of how our bodies change too. The nervous system slows down and degrades. Might not be as drastic as Lyme's or Lou Gehrig's disease, but it's happening as we age. So, and on the disease side of this, we'll probably have to face this in our loved ones. So watching them change through that disease is, I think, going to bring out a fire in people and help us all feel more connected to our exercise, because we know what's at stake. And then back to the education piece of this podcast, we know what these systems are and how it works within we want to know how these exercise systems work and how it works within the exercise scope, so that we are progressive, moving forward. And that's what I enjoy sharing. So over the span of my career into some more technical stuff, and out from the heart. So it's just a really fun, rewarding place to be. What I've done in my career in the more science technical stuff, I have a master's of science in health management and health sciences. I'm a published author for licensed medical professionals, and I was the creator and director of an injury prevention and fitness program at a competitive soccer association here. And over the years, I've helped hundreds, thousands of athletes on the field, in the studio, and in different parts of the country and remotely. So, it's just, that's what I've been doing. I've been doing this with football, soccer coaches, American football. And the goal is always to help athletes that want to prevent injury and work on strength and output and building up a really strong, resilient body. So I think I've mentioned this before. I am a practitioner of the prestigious muscle activation techniques, RX, full body specialist, and we take this full body approach to injury recovery and strength training. So we incorporate learning, functional anatomy into all those things. And of course, there's the podcast network that started in 2018. So I really want to move on from, who I am and into the science, but I wanted to share a little bit about the course and thank you guys for being here. My newest project, Be Your Own Exercise Guru, is live, and there is a discount code for you in the comments here. If you comment and subscribe to the YouTube channel, I'm going to put your name into a drawing for a free enrollment in the course, but also a free virtual session with me on customizing your exercise. So don't expect me just to give out advice. I'm going to ask you to think for yourself. But more importantly, let's have some fun. Let's have a contest. Let's get it for free. The course is mostly self-study. There's a lot of videos, but it's all about the special ingredients and the mechanics that make up resistance training. I'm so proud of it. It's such an important piece of bringing people to that full body awareness and health and helping them feel better than ever, not just recovered from an old injury, literally a new person, better than ever through their physical health and their physical body. And I'm just, excited to keep talking about those transformations. So let's move on to the fun part of this, which is some of the questions I got from my audience when I was saying, what do you guys want to know about me? What are we doing here? What am I doing here? And I just get all kinds of lifestyle questions in general. And one of the first ones was, can you disconnect from devices? And I thought about it, and it's not. I can't. Ironically, through my iWatch, it's decreased the use to use my phone, and it helps me focus. So I have this short attention span and a history with dyslexia. So I think it's a no. I'm all about the tech. And if you get to know my studio and how I engage with clients, you're going to see we love the tech here. And another question that I got, let me see here. Okay, how much sleep do I get? Well, I'm in bed for 8.5 hours. So I hope I'm asleep for about 8 hours. My body doesn't let me sleep for more than 8.5 hours. I just happen to get up even if I'm in bed for 9 hours, which doesn't happen that often. And I do collect data on my iWatch. I don't track every night, but I track a few times, a month, and that helps with, keeping me motivated and on track. So that's the sleep question. The third question, what are my greatest health indulgences? Well, I don't hesitate to spend money on gourmet food. Once a month, I eat pretty liberally. I stopped drinking, so mocktails are kind of fun. And but for the most part, I eat pretty healthy, but it's pretty high end. Right now, I'm on a huge raw milk kick, and I'm really loving that, obviously. So I spend money on my skincare a lot. I just had some really interesting ultrasound therapy on my forehead this week, and it's amazing. I use enzyme therapy called DMK, and that's amazing too. So I do that once every other month, and it increases blood flow and healing. So amazing. So that's the top layer of the skin. The ultrasound goes below the skin, and I just love skincare and body care that helps regeneration. I'm not so into lasers yet because that's murdering cells, and I want regeneration. So we'll see if I get to the lasers and stuff. The other thing that I spend money on is locally farmed beef from Villacaro. And that is a game changer because it's delicious. So I also love my athleisure clothing. I love the biohacking tools. And so I do indulge in all of that. And I have a huge enthusiasm for feeling good. I have a lot of motivation to feel good because I know I want to stay there. I've already worked hard to get where I'm at, body wise, and I want to stay there. I also, and I don't want to call this indulging because it is really important part of my wellness, but I use Cellcore for my gut health, and they're definitely more expensive than Amazon supplements. And yeah, so I'm going to leave it at that. Those are the 3 questions. And that's the first episode. I just wanted to be fabulous and have fun and just promote the show. So make sure you subscribe. Do also participate in this giveaway. So subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave a comment. That will enter you into the drawing, which all the details will be below. And of course, if you want more of this kind of stuff, subscribe to the podcast, Think Fit, Be Fit Network. It's under channels in an Apple Podcast. And wherever you get podcasts, it's going to be a network, not just a show. And thank you all for just being here today. And I'm excited to share and be a part of your sustainable health journey, your sustainable fitness, and helping you, be your own exercise guru. That's what I'm here for. I can't wait to see who wins the contest, and have a great week.